What's up, everybody? It's Josh here from Basement Level Magic, and we are headed into the third pre-release draft. Okay, and we did get it. Oh my gosh. There's my girl. Linvala the Preserver, 4 and 2 white flying. Enters battlefield if an opponent has more life than you, you gain 5 life. When it enters battlefield, if an opponent controls more creatures than you, put a 3/3 white angel creature token on the battlefield. This is a bomb. That's what you call it. So, huge, badass card. We definitely want to take it. Some of the other good cards in this pack that we will not take include Grasp of Darkness, which is a -4/-4 for 2 mana, which is great. Step Glider has been, it has looked pretty dang good in a lot of the white decks, especially where you're playing with a lot of counters. Ruin in the Wake. That doesn't look so good, personally. Canopy Gorger's just some big dummy. Unknown Shores, definitely going to want to look to pick those up. Those have been... It seems like colorless mana is super important. Tajuru Path Warden is a card I'd love to play with in the future. Sweepaway is decent, not great. But yeah, we're going to take the bomb. Alright, so here... Nothing too exciting, honestly. I like the option of Holdout Settlement. If we're looking to be white, which a double white card in the first pack means, it's questionable. I do like the option for possibly a Goblin Freerunner. It's a 3/2 with Menace. And the surge cost is priced just right, you know. I haven't played red-white yet. I could look to take the Path Warden, though, and go with the green-white. I think the Freerunner is just better, though. Although maybe we're just looking to go later. I know green-white seems like it plays very well with the counters. And it's something I haven't done yet, so let's do it. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so... Ooh, Seed Guardian. This was a card I was really excited about. It's a 3/4 for 4 with reach. And then when it dies, you get to put an XX green elemental creature token on the battlefield, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. I feel like that card is just balmy. You know, and it's at a uncommon. Definitely a decent card. Netcaster Spider is... You know, Netcaster Spider is good. That card is one that we'll look to have come back to us. Syrian Light, we'd love to see come back. You know, I've drafted blue in both of my first runs, so I'm going to try to stay away from blue this time, even though Grip of the Royal is very good. Yeah, Seed Guardian, let's take it. Let's see how green plays. And then we didn't have any green. Alright, so... Expedition Raptor, it's a support card. It goes great in green-white, as far as I can tell so far. Void Grafter, the 2/4 flash. When it enters the battlefield, another target creature you control gains hexproof. So I guess it's a way to just try to stop their kill spell on you. Reaver Drone. You lose 1 life unless you control another colorless. That just doesn't seem like a good card in any way. I suppose it's a 2/1 for 1. Tar Snare, removal, but yeah, let's take the Expedition Raptor here. We're going for this green-white counters deck. Lead by example, support 2. I think I'll definitely look to hopefully have that come back around. But Scythe Master is the way to go here. There's another Reaver Drone, which we don't want. Storm Chaser Mage. This card is probably worth something because, well, actually we're online. It's not worth much. Come on now. Yeah, we'll just take the Scythe Master and we'll be happy with that. Love to see this lead by example come back around to us. Alright, so I could see going for something like a Makindi Aeronaut, Tajuru Path Warden here. Crumbling Vestige has been surprisingly good. Spatial Contortion. That is I feel like that removal spell is gonna be a decent option if we could end up with something that, you know, allows us to do it if we have the mana for it. But I think I'm gonna take the Aeronaut. You know, the thing that I was looking at in my second pre-release. You can't take that, right? Take the Contortion. Come on now. But I was thinking that actually is pretty decent if you get some 1/1 counters on it. The 1/3 flyer. But I feel like, you know, those will probably come back around, right? Shoulder to Shoulder, Elemental Uprising, both are decent options. What about Waste? Waste would be good, right? Maybe just take that. Although I think the Shoulder to Shoulder is probably better. You know, support 2, draw a card. That is something that, you know, you don't get a lot of card draw in green-white. But we did just take a Spatial Contortion. Let's take the Shoulder to Shoulder, give it a try. And see, an Unknown Shores will give us the ability to cast a Spatial Contortion, and it actually gives us the ability to do other stuff too, and that's kind of more important to me. Although Scion Summoner is probably better. You know, it's basically it's almost like getting a 3/3 for 3. I'm going to try the Scion Summoner. There's an Unknown Shores anyway. So we'll go ahead and take that this time. And I'm not really looking to get that Canopy Gorger. 6/5 for 6, just not really the most exciting thing. Goblin Freerunner is still out there. I was actually really tempted to take that earlier, but I'm going to take the Gorger this time. Not really looking to play it though. So we'll just put it in the sideboard for now. If we need a big green dummy, we may look to do that. We definitely want to see as many support cards in the second pack as possible. Like support that are attached to a creature would be the most important, obviously. A second Unknown Shores would be decent for us as well. Just to try to help us fix our mana, as well as being able to cast something like Spatial Contortion. There's that Netcaster Spider. That's definitely what I was hoping to get back there. Looks like somebody's going a little bit slow with these cards, maybe their first time around. You'll definitely see that if you are playing the pre-release events, that they tend to go a bit slower than your drafts do. A lot of times, you know, it may be the person's first time reading the cards. Bone Saw, why would I take that? I don't think I want to take any of these, honestly. But I'll take Expedite just because it is more... I guess it's a riskier... or I guess high impact possibility. I'd love to see if we could find some earlier like two mana creatures. See if we can actually have a decent curve. Whereas in my other decks, I've been really more a bit top heavy and not really built around a good curve of cards. The card that I'd love to see the most, I don't remember what it's called, but it is the it costs 2 and 2 white, and it is I think Brute Strength is more scary than Cinder Hellion even here. But it's 2 and 2 white, and it comes in and it does support 3, and it's a 3/2. That card has just been so good every time I've seen it played. So that's definitely one of the scarier cards out there. Thought Not Seer. Ain't no way I'm passing that up. I'm gonna do a price check here. Thought Not Seer is currently going for $18.40 online. So whether I want this card or not, I am absolutely taking it. I am not stupid. This will pay for another pre-release event. So gotta take it. Otherwise, if that wasn't there, I would absolutely be looking at something like Immolating Glare. Even something like as simple as Waste, but probably more Spawnbinder Mage. Yeah, Immolating Glare followed by Spawnbinder Mage. And then either like, I don't know, maybe one of these dummy allies or the Waste card. But yeah, Thought Not Seer, too much money. Not gonna turn that down. Wandering Fumarole. That card is actually worth about $4 right now if my internet source is correct. Doesn't do a lot for us. But what else do we have options for? I mean, Canopy Gorger, that card comes around all day. Netcaster Spider we picked up towards the end of the last pack. Searing Light is probably the best option for us. I don't see us playing this Wandering Fumarole. I mean, maybe there's a chance we do. Maybe we splash one red and one blue card. Oh boy. I think it's more likely we'd rather have something like a Waste or a Searing Light, though. I mean, it's only... God, I'm going to take it. Don't hate me, guys. Don't hate me. Come on. All right, Isolation Zone. Get back on track, Josh. Get back on track. Isolation Zone is definitely the way we want to go here. Otherwise, Warden of Geometries is a decent option as well. But Isolation Zone is one where you can just take care of a target creature and enchantment as soon as it comes in. Boom, it's over. Natural State, we may want to keep an eye out for something like this. Elemental Uprising, I actually think is a decent option. The nice thing about it is that you can either use it as a blocker or to get that final damage through. You know, if a lot of people are looking at it as more of a blocker route, then I guess it doesn't have the same ability, but if you just need to get more damage through and you need more ways to do it, that is one of them. All right. I need to make sure that I can cast this Thought Not Seer. I definitely want to be able to play it. So I think Holdout Settlement is going to be the way to go. And we have, like right now we have a lot of creatures, and green-white you tend to have a lot of creatures. So we could end up doing this. Otherwise, Lone Larva. Search for a basic land card. So we'd have to have a Waste in our deck. I'm not sure about that. Best card in this pack is probably something like a Reckless Bushwhacker. Yeah, I think that is definitely the best card. I just want to get the land. We need to make sure that we can play these Waste cards and colorless cards. Alright, what is Pulse of Marasa? Return target creature card from your graveyard to its owner's hand, and you gain 6 life. That's actually not too bad, right? For 3 mana? Usually I'm pretty disappointed with some of those, but Birthing Hulk is 6 and a green. It's a 4/4, and it brings 2 1/1 Scion tokens with it. That's actually probably the pick. This Pulse of Marasa, I could actually see end up picking up later in the draft and being okay with it, though. I do think I mentioned it in the pre-release primer. You know, typically you don't want to play cards like that, but I think it's a decent option. All right, so I do like the idea of the meandering river here, just because if we end up seeing a really good blue card in the next pack, which is really likely, but Tajiro Pathwarden, I think this card is going to be pretty dang good in this set. Vigilance, Trample, 5/4. Those numbers are just good. It's hard to get around, so let's take it. All right, I think Scion Summoner is where we're going here. Otherwise, we could look to do the Timber Gorge, which, I mean, at some point, maybe this Wandering Fumarole becomes something. It's unlikely, but, you know, it's not a bad shot at it. We'll definitely take the Scion Summoner, though, here. It seems like white is pretty hard to come by in this direction so far this pack. I'm going to take the Gravity Negator and go ahead and put that on the sideboard. I feel like this is a very good card. It's a 2/3, and if you're playing one of those Devoid strategies where you are okay with having a decent amount of colorless mana, Gravity Negator is really going to be pushing those guys a bit. Here, I like the Spawnbinder Mage, hoping that we'll pick up a decent amount of allies in the next pack, but we already have a decent amount already, and you know, white and green tend to play a lot of allies, so the Spawnbinder Mage is hopefully going to be tapping down a few people. Alright, Searing Light came back around anyway. See, you know, taking that Wandering Fumarole did not hurt us. Otherwise, I do like the option of Seer's Lantern. Getting to scry one is going to be important, and you know, being able to make some colorless mana too. But I think the removal spell is just more important right now. Okay, so Natural State versus Elemental Uprising. I really want to try this Elemental Uprising. I think some people are not liking it, but I think it's got a shot. Okay, so Kozilek's Pathfinder is... So far, I've thought it was decent. We might actually just want this Natural State more importantly, though. There's a decent number of good enchantments in this set. There's that Pulse of Marasa. I'm going to try that. Vines of Reckless. If you haven't watched my second draft for the pre-release, you should go check that out. I did get blown out by a Vines of the Recluse. It was main decked. I could not believe that I saw it, or that it was played against me. It blew my mind. All right, so this is not too bad. So we got a few cards we can pick up here. Duststalker is our rare. We are not going to be playing something like that, but we do have options at a Shadow Glider, a Courier Griffin. We'll look to probably pick up like a Plummet later on in the game, or later on in this pack. I'm actually a big fan of Fortified Rampart. I feel like that is a very underrated card. Lightspring Druid is okay, but we don't really have anything worth splashing at this point in time. So I think Courier Griffin is just the best card here, especially for white and green. I like it over the Shadow Glider. You know, I could see, you know, people viewing them in a little bit different spot, but neither one are allies, so ooh, there we go. Ornreef Hydra, you know, it's green-white. We want to go big. That's how it goes. Definitely would like to see something like this Courier Griffin or Court Blade Whirl come back around, but that might not happen. So let's just take the Big Daddy and move on. Radiant Flames, that is a good card, but not for us. I could definitely go for something like Shadow Glider, Giant Mantis, Smite the Monstrous. We don't have a ton of removal, right? Right now, removal, we've got Isolation Zone, Spatial Contortion, Searing Light, I suppose. I think I have to be between Shadow Glider and the Smite the Monstrous at this point. I'm going to take the Shadow Glider, and I guess we'll see. I'm gonna move some of these out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play them. Oh my god, a second Oran Reef Hydra? I'd love to play this Ghostly Sentinel, but we gotta take a second Hydra here. We just need to make sure to get to it. Alright, so we got another Giant Mantis, but Smite the Monstrous this time is the pick. Nothing in here that's too worrisome. Alright, so now that I've got all these big cards for late game, I really want the Fortified Rampart. I could really see playing this Ghostly Sentinel. But like right now, this 1-2 spot is really scaring me. And if I can just try to hold somebody off until, you know, 2 Oran Reef Hydras, come on. It's crazy. Ghostly Sentinel, though, I think is very, very good. I think I gotta take the Sentinel, but I really want to get a Fortified Rampart before this pack is up. Natural Connection, what do you do? Search for a basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped. Okay. Yep, let's go ahead and take that. We want to be able to ramp. We got all these big cards we want to ramp. And there's a Kozilek's Channeler, which is perfect. Definitely want that. Seek the Wilds is not a ramp card. Seek the Wilds is a way of straightening out your stuff. You know, it doesn't allow you to put the card onto the battlefield, so that's just a way of finding good stuff before anyone goes and yells at me that I was doing the wrong thing. So here's definitely a tough decision between Lifespring Druid and Fortified Rampart. Just because Lifespring Druid can help us ramp into these big cards, but I'd rather have a higher likelihood of living with Fortified Rampart. Blister Pod, that card, junk. We have tons of creatures, so Inspired Charge is actually not that bad of an option here. Huh. Swell of Growth is actually a decent choice as well. I'm going to grab the Swell of Growth. I feel like it's more likely that I would play that. Wow, I'm surprised to see this Mist Intruder here. Let's get that out of the pack. Although there's not a ton of processors in this format. So maybe Tandem Tactics might be the more important one for us. And then, of course, there's another one. So, what do we want? Another big dummy? We got enough big dummies. Let's take another Tandem Tactics. There's a Lifespring Druid for us. This Core Sightmaster just might not even make it. Crazy. I feel like we were in the right colors. We got a lot of choices for good cards here. Especially in that last pack. I mean, 2 Oran Reef Hydras, come on. Both of them were passed to us, too. Right? I think they were both passed to us. Trying to think what else I took. Yeah, I think they were both passed to us because we opened up the red-black Devoid guy. I might not even want to play like a Birthing Hulk here, honestly. I don't think I want Tandem Tactics. Smite the Monstrous, I could see you. Holdout Settlement, Unknown Shores. We're definitely playing those. Shoulder to Shoulder, I could see possibly playing. I do question if Elemental Uprising is the right choice. Spatial Contortion, I think, is fine. Searing Light's fine. We want to have ways to do some early removal, and those will be that. Could try to put the Netcaster Spider on the side, but that's actually very good for us in the... I mean, even a 3-1. 3-1 blocks fine. I think we want these. I don't think we want the Spawnbinder Mage, which I think is kind of crazy. Not sure if I want the Ghostly Sentinel either. Down to 23 cards. I don't think I need the Birthing Hulk. We've got enough top end, I think. I like the trick ability of Elemental Uprising. You know, if they tap out and they go to attack, and you can just sneak in with that. Otherwise, I view it more as like a finisher than just as a blocker too. I could see Natural Connection not being the right one. If we had a if we had a basic waste, I would absolutely love playing it. But I mean, even with the Oran Reef Hydra, you're getting extra stuff from it, so I think it's important. Now, if I played Shoulder to Shoulder instead of something, what would it be? I don't really think there's anything worthwhile. Ghostly Sentinel is one I could definitely see bringing in, but I don't want to have... I mean, I've already got like really good top-end stuff, and it's just better than that. I've got a few flyers already. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run it like this. I like it that we have... I mean, we have got 11 plays that are turn 3 or less. And then we've got 11 plays over, which is decent. I'd like to have 1 or 2 of these 5-drops be in the 4-drop spot, but you know, you can't always have that happen. And we've got a decent number of ways to make colorless mana, because each Scion Summoner brings with it a Scion token, which can help us with that. We've got Kozilek's Channeler. We've got two lands over here that can help with it. So I think we're at a decent spot. We definitely want to play the Summoner so that we can make sure we can play our Thought-Knot Seer and our Spatial Contortion. Yeah, I'm going to run it like this. So bring these in, add our lands. 8 and 8 sounds good to me. All right, what do you guys think? Did I do it right? Should I have done something differently? We'll see you in round 1. See who's right. Later.